Ever wonder why a corporation, big or small, has more rights than you, a living, breathing person? A corporation's right to free speech probably transcends your rights to free speech, and their right to any land supersedes yours, and even if that land is bought and paid for by you. And like everything I do, I'm going to explain it so you kind of got an inkling of what you're talking about when you get lured into the topic over a dinner date. Now, so you know, corporate personhood was first legally granted in 1886, and the first question you probably have is, why? And the corporate monster pushing to have equal rights under the law? Was the railroad industry, and for those who do not know, back before the turn of the 20th century, railroads were leading the way when it came to creating an industrialized America. And the railroad line we're talking about still exists. The Southern Railroad Company, known today as the Norfolk Southern Railway. And the reason for the court case that changed everything in America was a new tax law passed in California. But before we talk about that, we have to understand the 14th Amendment. You know, that really cool amendment that gives us all our individual rights, especially when it comes to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You know, something a lot of people elsewhere only dream of. Now, the reason we have to understand the 14th is because that's the amendment our judicial system have applied to corporations and personhood. Personhood. Where the frick did that name come from? Now, to keep all this simple and not devolve into legalese that nobody's ever going to understand, I'm just going to tell you that at the heart of this case can be explained by saying that nobody nowhere likes to pay taxes, especially rich, powerful corporations. So they sued the state of California in what is known as groundbreaking case law because, in my humble opinion, it changed the future of this great nation. The case, and understand this, was all about taxes and nothing about corporate personhood. It is known as Santa Clara County versus Southern Pacific Railroad Company and was heard before the Supreme Court. And as I read about it, I became so confused because the damn case revolved around a court reporter's head notes. Because remember, in reality, this court case, this groundbreaking legal ruling regarding corporate personhood, had absolutely nothing to do with corporate personhood. Huh? What the actual, you ask? I ain't no damn lawyer, so I'm going to try to explain it all to you so you kind of understand what happened. First up, you have to understand what a head note is, and that they have no legal binding, and they certainly don't set legal precedent. What a head note is a simple explanation of what's in a given document, and it's found at the head of the document because it's a head note, meaning it comes first. Usually, a head note is written by the court reporter, and it's the reporter's own words summarizing what he believes is in the document. Now, before I get too much further in this, a disclaimer. I'm a simple man, I'm not a lawyer, and I don't fully understand how what I'm about to talk about actually happened. Because if a head note isn't legally binding, why was it used as a precedent to determine corporate personhood? And there, friends, right there at that moment in time, is when everything changed in America. Because that head note was in error. It mentioned what the court reporter thought was being said, but never was. And as unbelievable as it is, it's become legal precedent throughout the years. Now, I know you're probably saying to yourself, what the actual fuck? Because I am, even after researching this issue. How this happened changed everything in this nation, and not necessarily for the better. But you go do your own research and let me know what you think. After all, that is what the comments are for. The corporations that are somehow considered people. For me personally, that's a very, very hard pill to swallow, and I don't understand anything in this video that I did. Not a damn thing. You know, what more can I say? Uh, I understand that there are groups of people that come, religion, a local church, they a group of people that do wonders, that work towards the goals of the church. I get that. That's not my problem. My problem with corporations, I mean, churches are not supposed to be profit orientated. Corporations are. Everything they do is dependent upon profit. Yeah. You know, just do a little bit of research on this, and I guarantee you scratch your head, because I certainly did. And I'll leave you with that. Peace out. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, like, subscribe, do whatever you got to do, share. Who knows? I certainly don't.